Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Champion. Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Here we are live in the hills of Michigan at Michigan International Speedway for the SRA Superspeedway Blitz, live here on Green Flag TV. Welcome everyone, I am Derek Watson, next to Joe LaCastro. And Joe, we have Nolan Rimple pushing the buttons, making us look and sound good down in the production booth. Well, Joe, here we are at Michigan, a wide and big 2-mile facility for these NASCAR trucks.
That's right. It's wide, a big, spacious facility. It's the kind of place where you can let it rip for a little while. And we're going to be letting it rip for a little while indeed. 115 around here. I think that's what we're going to be doing. And if you take a look at the conditions, it looks like it's going to be just about the perfect day for it. A little hot, maybe on the track, 102. But in terms of getting the, how much that's going to melt down the tires or make things slippery, well, we're going to have to wait and find out.
We'll wait and find out, but let's also see, let's look back a little bit and see the things we've done already this season. We'll take a look at the schedule in a moment for the SRA Superspeedway Blitz. We'll take a look at that. We'll walk you through it in a little bit here. But it's been a fun season of speedways and super speedways on the schedule. Zane Bailey has won a bunch of races with Aaron Raymond walking away with last week's win. So right now, I believe the qualifying is over, and right now we're in our drivers meeting moment of this race, Joe. So that 102-degree Fahrenheit track temp, that's probably going to eat through some tires.
Yeah, I like to use the term. I often will throw out the term buttery whenever the track gets over about 100 degrees, 105 degrees. I just start to think of how things change over time and how these tires will start to get eaten through faster and faster. And it's just going to change the strategy here. We've got about 65% fuel in the tanks, 115 laps to go around. So there's going to be a couple of pit stops here. There's no stopping for staging. So any stopping we're doing is going to be because of the result of a yellow, or it's going to be during the green flag. So the strategy is going to have to be first and foremost in these guys' minds, and knowing the track conditions is part of that strategy.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a look at tonight's starting grid and see how we're going to line up here at Michigan as we get ready for this SRA race here at the Michigan International Speedway. We're going to start off with the driver Aaron Raymond, who won last week at Echo Park Speedway. He's up on the pole in the number 6 machine. He's next to 7 of Jordan Jung. Moving back into P3, you'll find Michael Gudger, part of Team IEL in the 64, next to the 16 of Larry Eddy. Back in P5, you'll find Zane Bailey, who's won multiple times this season in that classic blue car. He's next to the 8 of Kelton Quick. P7, you'll find Josh D. Barry, the Canadian in the 41 truck, next to Jake Champion. P9, you'll find Jim Colmansberger. He's in the 11 truck, and he's next to James Yerger back in P10. Joe?
You got it. In 11th, it's Heath Hinman. 12th, it's going to be Caleb McNichol. 13th, Scott Heidman. 14th, Blake Witkowski. 15th, Ted Reckick. 16th, Charles Fletcher. 17th is Paul Witt. 18th is Noah Swafford. And rounding out the top 20, Jim Duda in 19th and Ryan Wayne in 20th.
Come back into P21, you'll find Jeff Gilmore, and the Canadian is back there in 21st next to Aaron May back in P22 on the 10 truck. Elliot Condra is back in the 09 truck in P23. That Napa Auto Parts is next to Seth Wilbur back in P24. P25, you'll find Todd Zaghetti, and he is next to Devin Smith in P26. P27's Cody Witt, part of Team IEL in the 4 truck. He's next to Thomas Lane Jr., league admin back there in that row. 29th, you'll find Jeff Hedges and he is next to Tom Goker back in P30.
Moving on from P30, 31, it's Joshua Burke. 32nd, it's Rodney Shelton. 33rd, it's Lieben Van Leer. 34th, it's Joshua Jernigan. 35th, John Bawada. 36th, Gavin Addison. 37th, Kenneth Mikesel. And 38th, Jason Anderson. 39th, Christopher Hudson. And 40th, Nathan Johnson.
Back through here, the last bit of the field. 41st, you find Dylan Slanotsky, the Canadian, in the 23 truck next to the 46 of Chase Modzalewski. Back in P40, these are drivers who did not take a time, by the way. Daniel Harsey is back there in the 36 truck next to the 12 of Matt Brooks. P45, you'll find Aaron Salerno in the red, white, and blue Miller Lite scheme. He's next to Giovanni Semeka back in P46. And that's a look top to bottom at tonight's SRA starting grid. Well, Joe, walk us to the track, 2 miles in length. What do you expect to see out of these NASCAR trucks?
Well, I expect to see these guys to be sticking to the bottom a little bit. There's room here. There's room to play, but there is an optimal line to find also. And so it's one thing I'd like to see. And this is, I'm very new to these guys in general. You know, this is the first time I've called this league, so I'm not sure who dominates what part of the track right now. So what I want to see a little bit is is something that's going to teach me very quickly. I want to see who's going to position themselves as the king of this group. And maybe you can inform me. A little bit there, Derek. You can tell me who I should be looking for already.
That's a good question. We'll look for Zane Bailey. We'll look for Michael Gudger. Those are the top 2 in points, by the way, if you come into tonight's race. And they're only 23 points apart. So we'll look for them. Aaron Raymond will be a good one. So we'll see who dominates as this night goes on. Happy here with us live here on Green Flag TV. Hope you're buckled in. Hope you get your popcorn or your soda or your meal ready for some Saturday night action here at this big 2-mile facility. The pace car is about to make its infamous left-hand turn down pit road. We'll get cranked up, we'll get ready, we'll get the music cranked down, the engines cranked up. It is just about time. You feel it? Are you ready? Aaron Raymond is, Jordan Jung is, and they're ready because the green flag is out at Michigan.
What a great start there. Great jump from Raymond. He's out in front right now. Michael Gudger is tucked in right behind him, and that's when it starts to get too wide with Jordan Jung taking it side by side with Zane Bailey. Behind them, looks like some opportunists are also trying to make things 3 wide here and there.
3 wide back through the field. This big track can support it. They're back to 2 wide here, coming down through turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Aaron Raymond, Michael Gudger, Jordan Jung, your top 3. It's the iconic basic blue of Zane Bailey back in P4. He wants to get up here, at least. But look at him here. We've completed 1 lap, Joe, and they're scattered around like ants, looking to find whatever they can here.
That's a really good, a very apt description right now. They're in ants, they're in file, but it seems like nature is still trying to figure out what shape it's going to be. You've got guys who are putting it too wide, guys who are looking to potentially shoot the gap here. I'm just watching the doors shut a little bit as Kelton Quick just tried to make a little bit of something work for him, the number 8 truck. But these guys are still trying to figure out exactly where they're going to sit. We're only on lap 2, so time will still tell. But I think that this madness we're seeing is kind of part of that as we figure things out here at Michigan.
This madness is part of the process of getting in line and kind of figure out your groove and your line. You'll see for the first few laps here, Larry Eddy has the fastest lap right now. That's going to change a few times as this draft builds up here.
Oh!
Ball hits. And no, we're not good. There's your first wreck, and big wreck. You saw a couple cars up in the air, one to the inside wall. They're still wrecking back here in the middle of the pack.
That
Jordan Jung
might have
7.
Yeah, that might have started with Jordan Jung up in the wall.
Might have did, yeah.
He went up into the wall and came back pretty hard, and then started bouncing off some other trucks. And that was really far up the field too. That was around P4 where that was going on.
We'll wait for the replay. I thought maybe Jordan Jung just got a little too wide out of the corner and maybe slapped that wall, and I think it just broke loose. But I thought he maybe must have been blinking a little bit. We'll have to wait and see what our replay shows here. Is up front now. Get her caught to the pace car. But watch the replay here. Watch that car on the bottom of your screen. There's a small blink, a couple blinks. To come up here, he's always going to catch somebody, I think. I didn't catch any yet.
The 41.
Caught the 41, and that whole wiggle started around good stuff. But watch this. I mean, they do not lift here. They're just going to, I mean, they're going to keep hitting him repeatedly here.
Oh, and then 1 into 2 into 3.
That's unnecessary. I mean,
wow.
Caution's out, guys. Let's, you know, you don't. This is not old school NASCAR. We don't gain any spots here for racing through the yellow. So lots of cars involved here. Remember, 1 fast repair in this league, Joe, and I see at least, I bet, 7 trucks that just had to redeem that ticket.
Yeah, that punched a lot of fast repair tickets. And, you know, hey, hands up. Glad to hear it, because at least it means they'll be back on the track. They'll be racing again. But this is way too early in a 115 lap race to be taking your fast repair on, especially when the you know, a little bit gets out of control and you get that wiggle going on these things. You're going to start seeing this happen multiple times tonight.
Right on board with Zane Bailey. See what little he's going to be able to see from his point of view. He's going to get a pretty clean view. But watch from the back of the field here. And this is going to hurt. Watch out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. That's just unnecessary. But that truck you saw to the inside wall, by the way, that was the 22 of Joshua Jernigan, who I saw just go sliding to the inside and crush the inside wall. So let's try this one more time. Let's ride on board here. This will be back to the field. Watch. This is going to be with Devin Smith. Watch this unfold. And there has to be some signals, guys. You see everyone checking up. See some smoke to the inside. See some smoke in the middle. He just, I mean, credit to Devin Smith. He was off oh, that one's okay. Never mind.
Credit to Devin Smith up until that exact moment right there, when we have a lot of questions for Devin Smith.
Yeah, we might. You're right about that. I was like, you know, yeah, he hit that first car, but he was off the gas. He was trying to navigate the smoke. You know, it's not as easy as it looks, you know, from the broadcast view sometimes. But that second one, yeah, okay, I got nothing for that. All right.
Smoke's out. You're panicking. You know, I get it.
Yep. Hey, that's. I mean, it is difficult getting through that smoke sometimes as a driver. So you just don't know which way you're supposed to go. You don't know what's on the other side, right? So we'll watch one more replay here. This will be from the up top view. So this is going to be him up into the 41, the 7, and they're both going to get sideways. And this is going to kick off. I mean, the 41 is going to get up off of 2 tires, and you can see everyone is kind of scattering around. My gosh, boys, like we're shuffleboarding here in the back straight.
Yep, it's like watching. Yeah, I was gonna say shuffleboard, curling,
Curling's a good one. Yeah.
Classic bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more exciting than it needs to be.
Yep.
That's kind of what it feels like.
All right, well, here we are working our first caution here on lap 6, and let's go and reset your top 5. It's Michael Gudger in that LSU Tigers paint scheme. He's having a pretty lonely, quiet college football weekend. His LSU Tigers not playing anywhere. Zane Bailey's in 2nd, Larry Eddy's in 3rd, Kelton Quick's up to P4, and Ted Reichig in P5. So far, listen, we saw the wreck, and we've been kind of critical of it, but overall we saw some good racing as well. Some drivers really making moves, some people getting in a drafting lane. So yeah, that's the challenge of speedways and super speedways, Joe, is that one slight wiggle, like what you saw from the 7 to the 41, it just broke loose from there.
Yeah, and this is, you mentioned a word that I know we're going to be hearing a couple more times tonight, and that was drafting. I haven't seen a lot of proper drafting going on at the front right now, mostly because it feels like as soon as someone gets any amount of speed, they're immediately looking left and right, trying to figure out where to put the truck and try to get around the truck in front of them. And I'd like to see, and I guess you could say that Michael Gudger kind of has been doing this, just being out in front. I want to see someone just kind of say, all right, guys, line it up. We're going to drive straight. Get in line behind me. And if you see us a move, you can take it, but let's just get in line.
By the way, single file restarts for this series here. Pace cars down, lights are off. It is Michael Gudger up front, and we are ready to get back racing here at Michigan.
Single file restart. I don't think... I've called probably only about maybe 120 races at this point. I don't think I've ever seen a single foul restart in the races I've called. I love it.
I've seen 2 of them, both for series appropriate. Myself and I think Justin Brents called the Firecracker 400 for iRacing this year. That made sense in the 87 cars. Last night, myself and Evan Pasoko called the Winter Derby for iRacing, and both those I saw. But yeah, never in any kind of like modern NASCAR have I seen single file starts. So yeah, that's something different. But Zane Bailey is looking. He is drafting for the moment. We use that word you highlighted a moment ago, but see him kind of peeking back and forth, back and forth. He's trying to see what move he can make.
We hear a little bit of chatter there. It sounds like Jim Kolmensberger and Richard May were having a little bit of potential contact, but now they've got that resolved. And they're a little bit of a...
Sorry, I thought that car was going to slide or that truck was going to slide all the way up on the floor. I got nervous, but
you got full attention. It's okay. You made the right noise. You got my full attention. I believe it. Yeah, I'm watching the production screen, and I've got another set of eyes here, and I'm just trying to keep up with all the action happening here.
So the 4 truck now is going to fall in line, and they're still working 3 wide. They're hold on, contact. They're leaning on one another. How did they not spin around? That's incredible. New fastest lap time for Ted Reike, by the way. That award's now gone, and they're almost 4 wide at Michigan. These guys are eager to race. Do they not know it's 115 laps as they make contact again?
Right, I don't think that they do. They're racing like they're gonna, like we're on, it's 10 to go, 5 to go. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Toll. Someone's loose. Who is that? That truck is the 7, and that truck was sideways and slick up the racetrack, but he's got it saved. Boy, oh boy. Is that Nathaniel Johnson, or Nathan Johnson, pardon me?
Save there, and now we've got some people still trying to find spots here. Number 6 of Aaron Raymond now down to the inside of Blake Witkowski.
Let's watch this.
He's got nowhere to go with the 54. Ooh, the 54 is sliding up, giving him the squeeze. Giovanni's going to fall back though after giving the squeeze to Aaron Raymond and Blake Witkowski.
Lots of racing happening. We're trying to keep up with it both live and in replay. There's so much happening with 40 plus tracks here. 40 plus trucks here at the track known as Michigan, and lots going on here, and I suspect this will calm down eventually, Joe. These guys who are being aggressive are probably going to wear their tires off pretty quickly, and so what's right now 2 and 3 wide racing could likely become more single file. Now the challenge to that, hold on, caution's out. That'll be our first challenge. That was not my point. There's a truck up there sideways, and I thought he was just going to get crushed. I saw that truck go around, but nope, he's got it turned around here. And there's some parts flying off. That is Jeff Gilmore around. I was going to say the other challenge with that's going to be the small fuel tanks, because right now, if we could stay green, I was told pre-race, Joe, that 23 laps is the target for a fuel run here. But let's see what happens. This is going to be in the back of the field a little bit here. There it is. There's the 3 wide racing, and it's going to, is he going to get hit? Or is he just going to get loose?
Let's see. He
got hit.
Ooh, yeah.
And
a bit of a tag.
Oof. Got it up there, got it sideways, and right there's gonna be a truck coming by. I thought, just from perspective, that one right there. For a second, I thought that truck was higher than it was, and I got nervous. But no, they got it. They got it worked out.
Saved. Yep. Let's watch this moment here. The 77. No, he gets loose.
Yeah, you know what? He did get hit after getting loose. You're right. I was wrong.
Gets loose,
yep.
yeah.
Yep, you're exactly right.
It was a little bit of a column A, a little bit of column B, but it looks like the 77 genuinely got caught by surprise with the sudden loss of speed, and just didn't have anywhere. Didn't want to jerk the wheel, didn't want to send the brakes. Just sort of gave him a little tap to kind of keep on moving. But that situation is going to be a little bit worse.
Yeah, a little bit worse indeed. You're seeing different perspectives of the same incident here on the track. Well, here we are. We're only a few laps in. We're already a second caution in, and there's some cars coming down pit road. Now, this right here is going to be for fuel. Only 4 sets of tires total for the race tonight, so I'd be surprised if anyone takes tires, but with only those short fuel tanks, I suspect everyone's looking for more gas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think gas is a great idea here. If I'm Michael Gudger, I'm definitely trying to fill up. If I'm at the front of the field there, he had an interesting situation the entire time that these guys were just previously green. Michael Gudger was constantly being followed, and like closely by 3 cars. There was no, he didn't jump out ahead. He didn't have a huge gap. There is a lot of competition at the front of this race, and I'm kind of excited to see it again here. See if it forms up again here as we go back into the file to get things restarted.
Yep, we'll wait and see. There's a couple trucks that did not pit, by the way. Kelton Quick in the 8 is up front now, and then the 82 of Callum McNichol, pardon me. So Kelton Quick up 5 spots on the day. Right now, Callum's up +10. And then on back, Jordan Jung, Josh Berry, Christopher Hudson, Charles Fletcher back through P6. They pitted on the first caution. So it's P7 on back. Michael Gudger on back is our current set of pit stop takers.
Yeah, and if I'm Christopher Hudson, I'm thinking I'm up 32 places from where I started this race. I'm going to pit early, and I'm going to try to keep pace with it as best I can. That's a fantastic spot to be in right now. Having things reset, because now that we've had the second pit stop, there's a good chance that he can reset even better, have an even better chance to reset for the third, which is inevitable.
I think it's also worth noting as well that, you know, this series is a league. It is the SRA Superspeedway Blitz series. There are a number of drivers who are out here racing for points, but they're also using this as an open lobby for recruitment for the next season, which begins in the middle to end of January. And so the reason why I bring that up is to say that there's a bunch of drivers here tonight, Joe, who they're here for one thing, to win. They don't have league points to worry about. They don't care maybe about next week. They're worried about one thing, which is winning.
Yeah, just want to win tonight. That's their goal. I like that. I think it's kind of, again, I used this phrase earlier, column A, column B, when it comes to the open lobby approach. But look at this. We got a full field of 43 cars here. Like, this is great. 43 trucks. It's
100%.
Fantastic to see this level of participation on the service, and I hope that they get some great drivers out of it.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what they're able to pull off. And SRA is one of the staples of Green Flag TV, been around for a long time with the channel. We have broadcasted many of their races across different cars, different tracks. So we're happy to have them here on the channel. I'm proud of the fact they've been here for a while. Let's reset. So we did it earlier. Kelton Quick and McNichol did not pit. Jung, Berry, and Hudson, your top 5. Those guys pitted on the first caution. So now we have 3 different sets of fuel strategy and about 43 cars looking to take the lead any moment for now. Now we're a double file restart, and let's get ready to go as Kelton Quick waits for the green flag and gets the command to go at Michigan.
There it is. Up through the gears they go. Kelton Quick still out in front. The number 7 of Jordan Young right on the inside, though. That TMC truck finds the spot, finds first place. Just like that. Snap your fingers. Now Jordan Young is in first place with Kelton Quick right behind.
Remember, due to that fast repair, he's back in the race, because remember, he was involved in that first lap incident. He was one of the main catalysts, so he's used that fast repair, got back up front, now competing for the lead once again here. And now he has cleared Kelton Quick, and he will be the leader as we come out of the start-finish line, as they're 3 wide for 4th place.
Quick.
Oh, gosh, they're 4 wide for like 20th place.
Oh, man. What is going on across this field? We got the 2 wide situation happening all the way down from first place, and then the 4 wide all the way back at 20th. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's still up here at the front, though. The 41.
Here comes the 41. You're right. That's going to be Josh Berry, Josh D. Berry, the Canadian. He's going to try to drive the bottom. He's going to stick to the bottom of this track. And you said earlier that bottom of that track can be used. He gets there, he slides up, and does he keep the lead? I think he won't. He's going to get past again here on the front straight and give away that lead.
Yep, just gives away a little bit as we get ready to be 3 wide for first place here. It's happening, folks. There it is, just for a second or two. 3 wide briefly for first place as Kelton Quick circles back down the inside. Jordan Young still leading the inside line, which is not really much of a line and more just a two-car thing.
Yeah, Kelton Quick, I thought maybe got up in the wall a little bit out of 2. He's got that car back down low and no major hiccups or damage or slowing of pace. We can see they're still 3 wide. That's Zane Bailey on the bottom of that battle, and he's battling hard trying to keep that spot. And what I'm a little surprised about, Joe, no one is using that apron down there. I thought maybe to get an advantage, a couple of drivers would be down there on the apron looking for a little bit of a faster run.
Yeah, is that like it's just a matter of like viability at a track like Michigan, or in a vehicle like the trucks? Like what says do and do not use the apron here? Is it the condition of the track?
Yeah, that may be. Remember, the track temp was 102 degrees Fahrenheit. It's probably pretty slick down there, come to think of it. So maybe you don't want to be down there. I don't know. But here's Josh D. Berry, the Canadian. He's now assumed the lead of this race. By the way, he has finally gotten up there ahead of Kelton Quick, ahead of Michael Gudger, because Jordan Jung has fallen back to P4.
Let's hear Edward Berry out there leading a lap, coming around across the line. He's still got it. Here up on the outside right now, down on the inside. Kelton Quick still holding on, trying to find something there on the inside, but there's nothing really there helping him. The only person that was just helping was Jordan Young, but he just tucked back into the top line. And Kelton, unable to find anything, he's going to get shuffled back.
Wow, Kelton almost found something. That was the back end of the 22 up there. So I thought he was going to find a second, that better help truck. But he's able to kind of lift back off of it and stay away from that. That would have been the 27, by the way, of Ted Reich. I called the wrong number there. But around it, they're going to go. We're now working lap 20 plus on this track, having a good run here. And when these laps stay green, Joe, they're pretty quick, 39, 40 seconds around the track here.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all. 39 to 40 seconds each. We're going around, another, let's say 90 times here, 95 times. It's not bad. We're sub 100 at this point. You're just going to click it by.
And that's what you're hoping for if you are the leader. And right now it is Michael Gudger. He's now taking the lead from Josh Berry. He's got to the bottom of that track. He's going to lean up on him and through the corner. Now he'll dig down to that, right above that first seam. He's going to try and make that truck stick. He'll try and make the pass here. Does he? They're side by side out of turn 2.
Side by side, nose to nose, basically. Looking for 3 and 4. Here into 3 and 4, high on the outside. Josh Berry is trying, but the entrance to 3 and 4 was not as pretty as it needed to be, and there goes Michael Gudger. But slide job, maybe.
Wow. That was a wild move by Josh Berry to get back down. I thought for certain that wasn't going to be a clear pass, but he made it work. But now it's Berry to the inside. It's Gudger up top. It's Jung back in P3. It's Reichik in P4. And I'll tell you what, the thing about this, we're watching the front of this battle because it's exciting, but look at that camera shot on back, Joe. There is not maybe more than 2 or 3 cars that are not in some kind of battle right now.
Yeah, it's a battle, speaking of one.
There it is. Oh, it's another ARCA break. Jesus, Pete.
Oh my God.
Caution is out for the 3rd time at Michigan. We'll wait and see what caused that. Obviously some cars getting together. Coming into turn 3, we'll see some cars turned around. And chaos hath ensued one more time. Watch this here on your replay. Watch that blue and silver truck. He's going to get something happen to him here. That's the 82. And he's going to get pushed, I think. Maybe a bad push, in fact, I believe. For the 82, is going to spin him around. And then it just broke loose. And the 7 just, I don't know. Well, Joe, I think that probably definable as our worst record today so far.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the first one was a really good one. The first one that we had was a pretty good wreck. The wreck that took out like 7 cars.
That's true.
Was one that was for the books there. This one had 2 cars, 2 trucks facing backwards, which is kind of fun. But oh man, that one where there were just 7 of them across the track. That's what got my vote still.
Yeah, let's watch this here. This will be from Nathan Johnson. He's going to be in it. The wreck's happening. He's off the gas pedal. I'll give him that. I mean, and to be fair, it looks different from the up top view. He didn't get to see much. There was a truck right in front of him. By the time that truck moved, I think he might have been too late to recognize there was a truck.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Here we go.
I don't know. Maybe a little. I'll borrow your phrase. Maybe a little column A, a little column B. Maybe it was avoidable. Maybe it wasn't avoidable. That's right on the borderline.
Yeah. Borderline.
Oh my God, I was that. That's what was in my head, and I was like, I am not doing that. But yes, yep, that's where I was.
Just keep on shit.
Oh,
Anyways, go listen
pushing
to
their trucks. Yeah. You guys are pushing the trucks. I think that in multiple cases in that wreck, that's what we saw, both from the initial wreck that got the 82 turned around, and heck, even for that truck we saw right there from the 7. I mean, he was pushing that Havoline truck. So these guys really are trying to draft here, and that behavior does often lead to some bad outcomes.
And these trucks. Let's take a look right now at some of the pit stop times here. And look at Nathan E. Johnson. These are guys who have taken tires at this point here. Josh Berry, Jordan Young, they've taken tires. Ronnie Shelton, Gavin Addison. But then up at the top, you've got Michael Guter. He was just down for gas.
Yep. Remember, only 4 sets of tires total for the race tonight, so you've really got to make the last. I mean, you divide 4 into 115, and listen, I'm a commentator. It's not my skill, but I know it's a big number. Like, I can say that. Right now, it's not 13 laps, and so you really have to make those things work. But all kidding aside, that's gonna be what, like probably almost 30 laps, 27 laps, I believe, per set of tires, if you want to have equal number of tires available to you. So let's set this up here for you up front. It's Michael Gudger, Ted Reichig, Aaron Raymond, Zane Bailey in that blue truck, Gavin Addison, Devin Smith, and Rodney Shelton, top 7. They did not pit this time. Then you move down into P8, Elliott, Condra, Blake, Witkowski on back. They did pit. So, and that's interesting because, I mean, obviously those drivers up front pitted last time by, but in a world where gas tanks can be a problem, you know, who knows how long you really need on gas. You should take every ounce of gas you can, in my opinion.
Yeah, when it's available, when it's on the table, you want to grab it. And that's especially for, and maybe I'm ignorant of how much the simulator is simulating. I think that it probably is doing this, but a full gas tank has got to be helpful in these trucks. Like, they're a little bit squirrely. I think the extra weight might actually help with some traction.
It could. Yep, it very well could. It could also slow you down a little bit too. More weight obviously equals.
That's true. That's true. More
drag on the truck. Well, race control has called off the green flag, so we're not going green despite being double file here. I heard him say not going green, not going green. I see a couple trucks may take advantage of that and even come down and top off for fuel one more time.
Still a beautiful day here at Michigan in the sim. It's 4:34 p.m. right now.
Later racing will be here at 10:34 p.m. sometime.
Yeah. Beautiful summer day.
Yeah, beautiful summer day. You're right about that. If you look at the sim here, it is June 15th, 2025. So virtual sim time. A little different than what we're facing maybe in the middle of December, and whether you may be facing snow or cold or wind or rain, what have you, across the United States. But we're happy you're here with us on Green Flag TV, regardless, hanging out on a Saturday night. And you know, Joe, I was looking at the schedule earlier. Once we get started on Monday at Green Flag TV, every night this week, there's at least one broadcast. I'll wait for my producer, Nolan Rempel, to put up the schedule here. But it's going to be busy. Monday night, the High Tide Racing League, they're going to Watkins Glen in the Gen 4 cars. Tuesday night, the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series will be here at Michigan. Wednesday is a doubleheader of mystery tracks. Premier Sim Racing in our Winter Series will be at a mystery track with a mystery car combo. On Beer League, we know they're taking the Pro 2 lights somewhere to go to mystery track. Thursday night, Nolan Rimple, Justin Prince are doing a special event, a dirt series race at Knoxville Raceway. Friday night, the Zero Torque Racing League will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway for their league race. And then 1 week from tonight, SRA back here at Pocono on a Saturday evening. So Monday through Saturday, races every night of the week. Happy you're with us here. Happy that Michael Gudry is leader. He's waiting to take the green flag, and he does right about now. And let's go back racing. Well, Joe, nothing different than before. It's maybe your top four kind of checked out here a little bit for the moment. But behind them, it's just 2, 3 wide racing battles and messes all across the field.
It really is. It really is. And Gudger is still out in front by himself. He doesn't have anybody next to him at the moment, but right behind him, it's Rekich and Raymond. Followed closely by Zane Bailey, but Rekich and Raymond were right next to each other for a while there.
Yeah, these four are SRA regulars. They've been around for a long time, so they're having a good time at the front of the field. Moving back into P5, Gavin Addison, Devin Smith, Elliott Condra, Blake Witkowski on back. They're 4 wide. They're wrecking up in the front straight. Cautions out again. Hard in the wall was that red truck, and I see at least probably 5, 6, 7 trucks involved in this caution.
Man, these boys, these trucks have been squirrely tonight. I didn't even catch how that one started. I was too busy trying to analyze the front of the race still, and that just caught me by surprise. I figured we'd make it a round of one, you know, maybe a lap or two before we got to this point.
I don't think so, but here we are again under caution, and we'll wait and see what caused this one to replay when it does load up here. But it's going to be some 4 wide racing, I believe, at least 3 wide. Watch that. Yep, 4 wide racing, and it's a bad bump from behind. Someone's going to try to make it 5 wide racing, and this just doesn't work. Like, there you go, hooked him. Down the track goes that red truck. Up in the wall goes that truck and the Havoline machine, and it just breaks loose from there. Oh.
Yeah, ugly. Keeps involving truck after truck. Wow, 2 trucks simultaneously hitting the same truck. Crazy business.
Well, that is the result of that wreck there. The track, we'll watch it one more time here. Again, this is 5 wide. That's not going to work. 4 wide is already tough at Michigan, but 5 certainly not going to work. Oh, hard in the wall was that red truck, and then got hit ping pong by the, I think it was Doodah there. And then up the track they all went. Down the track they went, and they're just parked everywhere.
Alrighty.
Well,
Lights are on the pace car. Oh, yep.
No, I was trying to say, yeah, you're on the same path to me again. Say, well, lights are still on the pace car, so we got a couple of laps to go. Let's do this. We're going to step aside here on Green Flag TV, catch up with a couple commercials from our sponsors. We'll be back. You won't miss anything under green here on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Welcome back here on Green Flag TV. A little bit of Club Green Flag on Saturday night with that music there, Joe. That was a little bit of a hip intro music. You see a little strobe light. Hey, you got those on top of the pace car, come to think of it.
Yeah. No, now there's no lights in the pace car.
Little oompa 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 there at the start of the show. But welcome back here at Michigan, and we're lined up here under caution. Michael Gudger, Ted Reiching, Zane Bailey, Gavin Addison, and Devin Smith in your top 5. And Joe, I think it's fair to say there's now some lively discussion in Sim, if you can hear it as well in the voice chat. There's some people who are upset, who are giving some advice, who are trying to motivate the crowd, if you want to say it those ways.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. Not too much. I heard something. I just watched the replay. Something, and that was about it. So I'm gonna take your word for it.
At least they're watching the replay. That's a new thing for iRacers. At least they're watching the replay.
That's fair. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to take your word for exactly what's being said. It does sound entertaining, though. I gotta admit, it kind of would want to hear the tea.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get on around here and see how this race is going. We are single file again, so I apologize to you guys. I don't understand the rhyme or reason to the restarts we're doing, but I will tell you here the rhyme or reason. If we're single file, there's a bunch of trucks here that are way too low on this track. I would be eager to get up there and pass, because on a single file restart, you cannot pass on the bottom until the start finish line. Now they're probably starting to get up to the wall. I was like, I'll pass all those guys if they're gonna line up like that. But here we go. Green flag is back out. We are back to racing in Michigan.
All right. This great single file line is starting to fan out a little bit. People are trying to find their place, and I think they're finding it a little faster than usual.
See a black flag top your screen. Thomas Lane being tagged for passing before the start finish line. That's one of those detriments of that rule we talk about single file racing. You cannot pass before they get to the start finish line. So black flag right now for Thomas Lane. We'll see if that sticks. But up front, side by side, Thomas Gudger is up there and he's under attack. But right now he's going to keep that lead away from Ted Reiching.
Two back there. You see Zane Bailey is in side by side right now. Whoop, not anymore. Gavin Addison tucking in behind Zane Bailey. It was briefly side by side with him. Wanted to see where that was going to go, and it didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. Back a little ways, Devin Smith up 21 positions. Just found his place here in the 5th. Elliot Kandra is in 6th place. He's about to get passed, though, by Jordan Young.
Speaking of up positions, Gavin Addison, who's up there, been riding in P4 most of the night. That's that white truck you see right behind Zane Bailey. He's up 32 spots on the evening. So a great run there for Gavin. Now we're 3 wide. Through turns 1 and 2, looking to make some passes. And oh boy, we almost cut a truck off. That 7 truck right there almost got his nose clipped off for the second time. And that Napa car almost got squeezed in the wall. Whoever that is right there in the Mobile 1 machine, they are racing aggressive, would be a nice word for it. Devin Smith, I believe, in the Mobile 1 truck. It is Devin Smith, yeah. Oh, here we are turning laps here at Michigan, and for the moment we're keeping it green. We'll see if we can stay that way. Let's watch the replay here. This is what I saw. Watch this from Devin Smith here. He's going to come up here a second, and he's just barely, I mean, maybe by an index card, he's going to clear Jordan Young here, right? Watch. Oh, no, he didn't clear him. He actually tapped him.
Oh.
And then watch right here. My goodness. Yeah, a Maple Leaf in that car. That was quite aggressive for being Canadian. Aren't they typically polite, gentle people?
Typically. How far are we from the nearest hockey rink? I think that might have something to do with it.
That's what I say. We are in Michigan, so you never know. I don't know. But here we are, 3 wide up front, by the way. This is a battle for the lead. That is Gavin Addison. He was tired of running P4. He's on the bottom of this track. He wants to take the lead. He's all side by side. He's making contact with Gudger, and there's a car on the bottom shooting through. Who is that? Jordan Young? It is. He now shot through. He took advantage of that moment. He is now your race leader.
Wow. I don't know if you just saw that little maneuver that just occurred, but Gavin Addison got flushed through the center of all those cars again, and he barely made it. Managed to hold on and keep the truck straight. Very impressive maneuver there from Gavin Addison.
Well, I'll tell you what, is sometimes in races, you like to think they're being aggressive in the back, and you're racing, what's that old, we're racing for 30th, we're wrecking for 50. Right now, they're racing up front. They want this lead really bad, and they're being aggressive. This is elbows out, hockey-style fights almost for P1.
Hockey fights are sometimes knockdown, drag-out brawls. Right now, everyone's sort of poised, waiting to see if it's going to start, where they're going to stand, and whether they're going to grab. But right now, things are kind of chill. Oh man, I don't want to jinx it, but that's what commentators do, right?
Well, in theory, if you believe in that, you believe in the commentator's jinx, then yes, it can happen to you. But right now, they are still down here. Zane Bailey's back in that pack now behind Gavin Addison. Bailey running P6 on the board as we speak here. So this is an impressive run, guys. I mean, right now, think about this. We are 2 seconds apart from first to 14. That is an impressive run for these trucks. That's not that much time. First to 14 sounds like a lot, but it's really not that far.
Some of the sounds of the engines here for a moment as we go around. Whoop! Big blink there. Whoa! With the cross up, I was worried for a second that blink was going to skull the end. That's a wreckage. Ted Wreckage with the blink there, the 27 truck. Otherwise, pretty good in the middle of the pack. He's had some good speed tonight, but those blinks have been costing him.
Yeah, every time you're in those blinks, and what happens and why those cost them so much, Joe, is every time you blink, you lose some of that draft in iRacing because you're just not there. And so you lose a little bit of speed every time you do it. It'll hurt yourself, and it'll hurt anyone that you're drafting with in that moment. So now look at this here. Look at the top lane. There's 4 or 5 deep here. I mean, actually more than that deep. If you look back to the field, they're starting to single file this out. There's still some drivers fighting on the bottom. There's still some 3, if not 4 wide racing, but some guys are trying to get this thing in order. They can't convince the others.
Oh, briefly 3 wide here toward the middle. Christopher Hudson having to make way high on the outside there.
Well, this thing's got to clean up soon, Joe. Remember, we said 1 fast repair. Oh, there it is. The 27's round up in the wall. Cautions out. That is... Is that the 3rd? That may be a different truck. I don't want to say anything. That's not the 7 truck. Boy, that 27 just got turned, though.
Yeah. 31, I believe.
We'll wait to see.
You'll see.
I think he's 7 on the truck. If that's the case, that's the 3rd time he's been involved in something this evening. Watch the 27 here. He's going to maybe get a small tap from the 5. Gonna get up the hill. This gets run over.
Yep, run right through.
That's inexcusable. That's something you have to learn if you want to race at this level. You have to learn how to check up and how to avoid something. You can't just run people over. It's not at least the 2nd time, not the 3rd time that 7 truck has been involved in something this evening. And boy, he did. He just got him around. And I understand the 27 may have been a little loose, but that was avoidable. Let's ride it on board. God, sorry, Joe.
Oh, same thing. I was going to say we're going to ride on board with Ryan White and get a little look-see and see what things are like from his perspective. Oh, look at that.
He avoids it.
Yeah, he just gets right around it. Phew.
Well, pit stops once again, not a surprise. Those small fuel tanks are going to come into play here. This time, I wouldn't be surprised though if we see some tires go on these trucks finally, because remember, 4 sets of tires. But let's see, back to the field. I think I saw Zane Bailey in the blue truck. His car was up on the Jackson, do you believe? So we'll see some trucks, pardon me, take tires, and some don't.
Looks like we've got another mix up there toward the front right now. Is it Aaron Raymond, who was actually in pole position, is back in first place.
All right, well, let's go ahead and reset the field here and see where we are. Aaron Raymond, as you said, Rodney Shelton did not pit this time. Devin Smith, Josh Berry, Jordan Jung, Paul Witt, Cody Witt. I know some of these drivers still only took gas, and we'll wait and see what happens here. We're now working lap 42 on the board. Not even halfway yet, already under caution yet again here at Michigan. Well, I was going to say it right before that kicked off, though, Joe. This is going to clean up pretty soon because one fast repair, and I'd have to say, without counting for certain, more than half the field, I bet, has already used their one fast repair. The next time these guys are involved in something, it's going to be permanent. And this is the kind of racetrack at Michigan. It's a big 2-mile facility. This is not the kind of track you can limp around. This isn't Bristol. It's not New Hampshire. You know, it's not, Martinsville, maybe. If you're hurt here, you're hurt.
Yeah, you're hurt, and you're hurting good. And it's a long way back to pit road if you get hurt early on, and it's every little bit counts. It's deceptively I don't want to, I guess use the word dangerous. It is a deceptively dangerous track here with Michigan.
Like a Darkwing Duck reference right there. There's something that only 5 people understand, I think, who either watch the broadcast or are part of it. But Darkwing Duck, deceptively
I don't know,
dangerous.
DW. You saying this is deceptively dangerous?
Yeah, that's for all 5 of us who are that old to understand that reference.
Yeah, I did my best Launchpad McQuack for you there.
Yeah, Launchpad, a good crossover character, by the way. Started with DuckTales.
Yeah.
Went over to actually, he was on 3. Was he also on Tailspin? And then had a...
He had a cameo on Tailspin. Yes, he did.
Cameo on Tailspin, yeah. It was a very successful duck in the 90s was Launchpad.
Yeah. Bring him back. Bring back Launchpad McQuack.
Yeah. You think he's still flying something, don't you?
Oh, he better be. If Launchpad McQuack ain't flying, then I ain't. Then I'm dying. Like I was trying to think of a good phrase, a good turn of phrase.
You tried. All right. Well, let's see who is riding up front. Aaron Raymond and Rodney Shelton up for the first time, up 30 spots up in P2. Can he have a successful launch? Let's see what happens as the green flag comes back out at Michigan.
Wow, what a launch out of here. Huge shot from Aaron Raymond. He's up ahead. He's gone. Look at this, 3 wide. There it goes.
Oh boy, it's getting wild. 4 wide on the back straight. Someone has to back out. I don't know if it's going to be Bailey, if it's going to be Aaron Raymond, or someone else. I can't imagine that works, and it doesn't. They get it back to 3 wide. Now they're back to 4, up through turns 3 and 4. Zane Bailey almost made contact with the driver after riding up the hill. Now they're finally down on the apron, and we are wild and crazy now that halfway through this race.
Wild and crazy. It's a good way to describe all the action we've seen so far and probably have yet to see. Up here at the front of this race, it has been wild, and it still remains wild. Aaron Raymond thought he might have had it made. He doesn't. Obviously, Michael Kudger is squeaking by high on the outside right now. Behind him, Josh Berry's there high on the outside. On the inside, it's Gavin Addison trying to see if he can find a spot. He's not there to help. He's not there to help Aaron Raymond, though. Not at all. Addison just wants to take his spot from him.
Oh boy, they're still back here 3 wide. They're arguing, they're fighting, they're upset. And there's a spin back there through the grass. No caution yet. There's another one in the wall. Oh my God. What in was that?
Whoa. Wow.
Wow. Holy hell. That was wild and a hard hit and a crazy bounce back. What? Watch that again. I don't think I have the words for this. Watch it again here. They're going to come through. There's your first wreck. We saw this one live. Watch this red, white, and blue car. He's just going to turn to the left. I am going to give the benefit of the doubt and say that's a wheel failure. That is absolutely a hardware failure by the 11 because that car snaps. I don't know if we can ride on board with that 11, but I bet that wheel snaps just full force to the left. And let's find out. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll do this view first. That just feels like most sim wheels, when they disconnect, they snap one way or the other.
Yeah.
I think that might be a wheel disconnect. I could be wrong. Yep, look at that. I mean, that's, oh, God.
There it is.
He was full throttle, so I don't know, but that, I mean, that wheel also goes to the left. I don't know what happened there. That's got to be the most brutal one I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that is in terms of the amount of force involved in the car snapping left and just flying through the air. You don't see trucks fly through the air like that every day. We've seen twice so far during this race some really intense hits.
So that was Jim Kolmensberger in the 11. He's an SRA regular in the 11. Sorry, that's Devin Smith in the 11. I apologize. And in the 41 here, it's just going to get hit. I mean, already it's up on basically 3 wheels right there, up to the wall, smacks the wall. And hey, that's what the bottom of a truck looks like, by the way, if you want to see one. Get a picture.
Right?
You get a better view right here. There it is.
Wow.
By the way, I think a unique view here, Joe, is going to be that pace car or pace truck was sitting down on pit road, not far from where this happened. I wonder if the pace car driver got a view of what happened. Let's find out here.
That's a good question. Darn good question. Let's have a look.
Let's find the pace car driver first. There he is. I'm going to find him the old-fashioned way here. Let's see if we can get in the cockpit with him. Watch what's going to happen here. If anything...
Wow.
And he's like, well, I guess it's my time to go. I should probably think about it. And yeah, maybe I'll wait till they're done wrecking. Maybe I'm just going to sit here for a second.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit that one out. I don't blame him. I just don't.
He's got loose on his own. I mean, that's the best view of it right there that we've seen. It was like someone bumped him or someone tapped him. He just got that thing loose to the left.
He got very loose. Yeah, that was the 11. Got very loose.
I mean, there's the first wreck. We were going to say green after that, I thought. And the 41 who caused the first wreck, I guess Karma came around and bit him because...
Look at that. Wow. So much force. So much force out of that truck.
Well, let's make this a callback. Do you think he thought life was like a hurricane?
Life was like... yeah, I think he did. I think that... we have the race cars accounted for. We need some lasers and airplanes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy. Yeah, in our ears, our producer, Nolan Rimple, who's not feeling well, is currently singing the DuckTales theme song in our ears currently. That's something that you, I'd like to say you're missing out on, but I'm not sure you, are. Shout out to Nolan, by the way, producing tonight, helping us look and sound good in the booth. He is sick. He is not feeling well. He's not the Nolan Rimple you know and love on stream currently, so he's having a good time. But myself, Derek Watson, with Jill DeCastro, and Joe, we are not even halfway.
The ball is rolling up the hill.
Slowly.
It's all right. Just here for a good time, my friend. Just here for
maybe a long time.
Maybe a long time.
All right, well, let's see who can roll where here. Maybe we can get up the hill and get to the front of this pack. It's still Michael Gudger. He is leading this field around. Green flag's back out. He'll lead Gavin Addison and others to the green flag.
Feet are down, trucks are flying. And Michael Gudger is back out in the lead.
Michael Gudger is back out in the lead. He's having a good run here. He's right now got Elliot Condra and Jordan Jung behind him. We see a car way to the bottom. Another possible wreck forming under the track. There's a yellow. Why not?
A single car yellow, single truck yellow, with no other trucks involved in that? Seems like an odd time to throw the yellow, but that's the way it's going to go sometimes.
If maybe we missed something here. Let's see what's going to happen. There's the cars getting loose already. Oh, there's one up in the wall.
Yeah.
So that's going to help a little bit. And he's coming down. That's going to be your problem, is how far down he comes across the track in the cars. That's going to create a yellow. Understandable, but yeah. There's now been a request for race control if it's going to happen. Maybe the admins begin to shorten these yellow flags and see if they can get us back to racing sooner. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but it's not a bad idea.
Honestly, when you're kind of in the situation that we're in, yeah, play with it. See if it's something that actually works out practically.
I mean, well, there goes the 6 truck on, around, and down to the track he goes. Caution's out here at the track, and we're now working lap 50. We're almost to halfway of a 115 lap race here at the Michigan International Speedway here on Green Flag TV. Happy you're here with us, and lots of cool stuff happening here on the channel. Not just the upcoming schedule, but hey, in the month of January, the VSCA, we're covering their 24 Hours Daytona, January 10th. Heck, the week before, on January 3rd, they're going to do their own Roar before the 24. They're going to set the they're going to do qualifying. They're going to set the grid for their 24 in a race just like real life IMSA. That'll be fun. We just wrapped up the FTR Endurance Series today for season 7 on the channel, and lots more exciting action. The Cyber 500 will be back on the channel in February, so I'm excited for what's upcoming in 2026, Joe. It's going to be an amazing year full of broadcasts, and I may not have a voice left after next New Year's. Who knows?
Well, it'll be for the best reasons. It'll be because you are broadcasting sounds like some of the best content that iRacing is going to have to offer, and I'm looking forward to helping out where I can and getting to jump in. This has been a lot of fun so far here at Michigan, getting a chance to follow these trucks around. And Green Flag TV has definitely got their hands in the best pies, as it were, when it comes to what to watch on iRacing.
I'll wait to see here. Michael Gudger in an LSU truck still up here up front. That's been the one driver who he might be frustrated by the number of yellows, but he's probably the biggest beneficiary of all the yellows because he's maintained this lead for a while now.
Yeah, Gudger seems to make the restart work for him most of the time. And I've seen that obviously only in this race, but every time there's been a restart, and we've had about 4 now, 4 or 5, we've got the possibility of there being different people up front, but the possibility is usually Michael Gudger.
And it is sort of benefit Gudger, and I want your opinion on this. Starting second in iRacing, on an oval race at least, no matter who you are, and this time it's going to be Elliot Condra in that Napa machine. It is the hardest thing to do, and it's because of the restart rules we have currently, where you have to maintain that pace. You find yourself at a massive disadvantage starting in P2.
Yeah. Starting at P2 is not what you want. Lights are off. Pace car getting ready to go. Going for 1 and 2 right now, I think, into the back stretch. So we got a little ways to go.
It's like we'll be single file this time, and it really is a pretty cool weekend for sports. So we'll talk about that, I guess, for a second here, Joe, because right now we're doing the SRA Speedway Blitz. There's currently Conference Championship College football all weekend. Tomorrow morning, depending upon what time zone you're in, maybe tomorrow afternoon, the F1 season finale. There's actually a points race for F1. We'll see who comes out the champion after that race, and lots of exciting action happening throughout the week here. Of course, NFL football is heating up into the month of December, getting ready for a playoff push. But we're happy you're here with us tonight, watching Michael Gudger and the stars at SRA battle around Michigan. Gotta admit to you, I'm trying to multitask here, Joe. I got SRA in the middle monitor. I got telemetry in the left monitor. I got the Ohio State Buckeyes on the right monitor.
What?
So if I call touchdown at some point, it's probably not due to the race.
That's fair. That's fair. I will listen for those cues, and I'll try to see if I can pick up on the moment.
Well, the moment
we're
is
green, though.
now. Good.
Yes, sir. You love to see it.
The moment is now for Michael Gudger because he is up front. Got himself a little bit of a lead there over Elliott Condra. Already about a quarter of a second here turning through turns 1 and 2. And then it's Gudger, it's Young, it's Gavin Addison, it's Josh Berry. I'll say the one thing that's been consistent all night, we've seen some wrecks, we've seen some carnage, but really these probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys up front. It's Gudger, Condra, Young, Addison, Berry, Bailey. These guys have probably consistently been your top 6 in some order all night long.
Watching here as everybody is lined up, I can sense there's a little bit of anxiety in some of these drivers at this point. There's you know, there's some upset people, there's some angry driving, but there's also just a bit of like a little bit of hanging in the air, a little bit of something hanging in the air that's just saying, I don't want to touch anybody. I don't want them to touch me. I want some space. I'm not going to go crazy. I just want to get around this track in one piece.
Yeah, and that may just be some drivers are just kind of getting a little annoyed with the start, stop. And you can, again, hear it in the voice chat if you have access to that currently, because there's just a lot of chirping, a lot of unnecessary comments happening. And I'll be honest with you, someone needs to step in there and maybe take control of that. This voice chat, it's just getting a little much.
Yeah, it's kind of a circus in there a little bit. It's very social, I'll say that.
Maybe something that's maybe not necessary in a race like this. Again, remember, this is a league race for SRA with the Speedway Blitz series, but it's doubling as a recruitment race. It is an open hosted lobby race this evening, and so that's why we have a full field here. 43 trucks started this race. As of right now, I mean, a good number, 31 still on the lead lap. So it's a good battle. We're still 3 and 4 wide across the track here. And listen, these battles are fun. Don't get me wrong. This 3 wide racing is fun to watch. There's a car, the 4 is all the way up in the wall, falling back pretty quickly. But these battles are only fun to watch if they can race these things properly.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If they can race these things properly, that's just what we're hoping for most of the time. Improperly racing them, we're going to be able to tell pretty quick. At least I'd hope so.
Beautiful run to the bottom there by Gavin Addison. He made a big jump on Michael Gudger and took the lead here.
We were just speculating about the viability of going way down below the line. And it looks like it worked out for one person at least.
Side by side down the back straight, they're going to be here for the lead. It's Gudger to the outside in the LSU truck. It's Addison to the inside with that seafoam green numbers on the side of that truck. He's trying to make a name, trying to make a run. He's up 35 spots in lead. He cannot go up any more spots. That's the most he can go here. But he'd love to stick up there and claim the lead. Now only 34 spots since he's not the leader.
34 spots. Gavin Addison now 35. He's taken first place again. He's been jumping in and out of first place several times during tonight's race. Just can't seem to nail it down for any long period of time.
Yeah, we saw him get up there once, remember, and then he got kind of pushed into the middle, and what we typically call like the sucker hole in Superspeedway racing, right? Typically he's got pushed up there and kind of fell back, and now he's doing a much better job, though.
Yes, he is.
Oh, maybe a little bit of contact. And here's Addison. He's now again trying to work the inside. Nice little bit of crossover, a little bit of over-unders happening with Addison and with Gudger. Then you got Elliott Condra working back there in P3. Then you got a little bit of gap back to P4. That's Tom Golker, got 26 spots along with Jeff Gilmore in your top 5. And then it starts to scatter on back a little bit.
scattering does start to happen. You start to see bigger and bigger gaps between the cars here and there. But there is still quite the interesting amount of cohesion in different places.
Front now, look at this battle right here. This is a separate line of cars from the leaders. That's the 5 truck right there. He's going to dig to the inside. Oh, down below the yellow line. I don't know how you do that. I'm impressed in a serious, non-sarcastic fashion, because I don't know how you get to the yellow line at Michigan and not lose that truck.
That's a darn good question. Something to hold on to,
I guess.
Let's see what we've got. Gudger. Still trying to fight the Gavin Addison machine. Addison has just been a constant thorn in his paw, in Gudger's paw, but he's not able to hold on to the lead with anything other than, you know, a tenuous grip here. It's all falling through his fingers every time he gets up there. I'm worried, though, that with all the wiggling going on up here at the front, these two are going to smash into each other eventually.
At some point,
we're going to see a crash in the lead spot.
Yeah, at some point it does feel inevitable, doesn't it? Right now, it's the Napa car pushing around here. He's going to push Addison back to P3 because Elliott Condra is going to come up into P2. He'll push Michael Gudger up ahead. Now Condra is going to try to see if he can make a run here. They'll move to the bottom where Condra and Addison, can they make the pass? Not this time. In fact, Gudger starts to pull away.
There's that nice single file almost all the way through the backstretch there. Looking pretty good there as the cars decide their lines for 3 and 4.
Yep, a little bit of 2 wide racing, and everyone's trying to kind of stay apart now for the first time in a while. This has got to be our longest green flag run of the day. And we're starting to see some drivers calm down a little bit. I think, again, those fast repairs are coming into play. And never mind. There's your caution. Look what I did.
Everyone was calming down. We had to talk about it.
There's the 4 car involved. There's the Sunoco truck involved. That's the 5 who we saw earlier. And we'll wait and see what happened between the 4 and the 5. Let's see what happens here under replay. There's the 4 in the middle of your screen. You'll have a different 5 down below him. And that's the Sunoco truck. Is this going to come up, I bet? Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
It's not clear. Just, yeah. So I made the old person reference earlier with, you know, launch pad and ducktails and darkwing ducks. So I'm going the other way here for a second. So we just saw the 4 and the 5 wreck. You think next will be 6, 7?
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. You son of a gun. I knew you were going to do it. I couldn't stop you. I couldn't get ahead of that before.
It's just like watching a car wreck happen. You can see it coming. You just can't get in the way in time.
It was exactly that. I felt the setup, and I knew it was coming. I have a 13-year-old kid. Don't think I haven't heard this before.
Fair enough.
It was well done. Good setup.
Yeah.
You set it up and you knocked it down, sir. I applaud you.
Yeah.
Beautifully executed.
Derek Watson's now calling his last race on green flag. Hey, free weekends. Producer Nolan Rimple might want to ponder that decision. Just want to say out loud. He said my paycheck tonight has a 6 and a 7 in it. I'll take that. All right.
Yeah, right after the decimal.
Probably so. Yeah, that's probably right, isn't it? Yeah, probably right about there. Well, we're a little punchy tonight, having a good time, and these drivers are positive in one as well. Everyone's back down pit road here, and this will be, again, at least gas lap 65. Wait and see how many drivers want to take some tires and put some on here. We are finally now past the halfway point of the race, but a big view of this busy pit road. Full sail pit stops underway. I mean, that conversation about tires, Joe, it's so difficult because who knows how many everybody has. Everyone's on a different strategy, but obviously, you're hoping you have one left for that late caution if there is one. But boy, look at, I mean, we're 3 wide on pit road.
We are 3 wide on pit road. That's very true. And that's you know, that's just the showing how eager these guys are.
Well, I think for the first time in this race, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone came down pit road.
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody did go down pit road, and at this point, this would be the first time. Like I said, we got some racers who were looking for that hard reset, and just trying to figure out when that was going to happen. Well, this might be the right moment.
Might be the right moment indeed. Well, there's going to be the Napa Auto Part Machine of Elliot Condra up front with Tom Golker in P2. Aaron Raymond's back in P3. Now, Michael Gudger, your driver who's led most of this race, he's back in P4 after his pit stops. Then Gavin Addison back in P5. So I'm going to ask you, Joe, we've been watching some racing up and down the field. Is there any one or two drivers that's really stood out to you so far tonight?
Gudger, number one with a bullet. I know that you mentioned him earlier, and it's really been impressive to see him, what he's been up to during this race. Just being able to dominate a race like this, when you've got someone, you know, constantly dogging you, like Gavin Addison's just constantly dogging him. Like, he's got to stay steely, he's got to stay ahead, he's got to drive his line. So I got to say that Gudger has been probably the most impressive guy there. If I had to pick a solid number 2, I already mentioned his name, Gavin Addison. He made his way up 31 places. He early in the race, mind you, and he's managed to constantly hound first place for most of the first half of this race. That's really impressive.
Will one of these drivers win, or will someone else? We're going to find out in a little bit. But first, before we go green flag racing, once again, we're going to step aside, say hello to our sponsors. You won't miss a thing on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Welcome back here on Green Flag TV to the Michigan International Speedway for the SRA Superspeedway Blitz Series. And we're double file heading into turn 3, about to catch that restart. Let's set it up for you here. It's Elliot Condra and Tom Golker, your top 2. Aaron Raymond, Michael Gudger, and Jeff Gilmore, your top 5. And there's some request from Race Control to get patient and to close up the gaps in this restart. Let's see if either happens. Pace cars back down. Derek Watson, Joe LaCastro here with you. Let's go back to Green Flag Racing once again at Michigan. Side by side, you'll find the battle up front. Elliot Condra, Aaron Raymond, with Gavin, Addison, and others on back. Addison's one of those drivers that Joe LeCastro mentioned right before the break of being a breakout star. There's also Michael Gudger, his other name he mentioned. And Joe, these drivers right now, they are pushing this bottom lane, trying to get back to the lead.
Yes, they are. Gudger is really riding that yellow line too, as behind him there's just a hornet's nest. We made some insect references earlier. Ants, hornets, it's really apt right now because these guys have no form or function as they are all fighting each other for position all the time. There is a constant shuffling going on here towards the top of this field.
And with these trucks, with the way they work, with a little bit of a, you know, that drag they give, whatever the drafting they can do. Hold on, another wreck. There's another caution, another car turned around, more turned around.
Whoa.
There's at least 9 cars involved in this wreck.
This is a big one right here. This is a pretty big one.
Wow, big wreck. They're still wrecking. And I think there's some reports there may have been a car flipping in the infield after this wreck. We'll wait and see what happens in the replays and if we can find it. Here's going to be started, but there's Zane Bailey in the blue. And there's the 44. I don't know. Oh, yeah, they come up. Someone tapped a 44. The 44 is into Zane Bailey. And then it's all going to break loose down below him. Zane Bailey's going to tap a car. And they're going to go all the way. Oh, my God, there's the truck upside down. That's our second one of the day.
Yep. There he is. Yeah, we see him.
Wow. I'm just look at all the calamity here. This is getting repetitive. I think it'll be a good word for this. And there's the first part of the wreck. There's a truck. I didn't get a number on that. More because you see from the bottom of the truck. Oh, there you go. That is Ryan Wayne, who caught the air and got that truck, the bottom of that truck exposed here. That's our second one of the evening. Let's watch here from our leader what we're going to see there. We're going to move back a little bit in the field. Here's the wreck upcoming. Moves to the inside, thought he had it saved, and got hit by the 7, who may or may not have been holding their brakes.
Yeah. Really tough. Really tough. Another view here. Down, there's the contact. So much going on.
Just taking in the sights and sounds, trying to observe what we can see. I mean, there's so many cars that are on their brakes. You see all the smoke rolling back. You see everything happening here. And you know, this is getting a little repetitive, getting a little obnoxious. Someone needs to come in and admin this race. When you have a league race this big, Joe, maybe it's advised that you have a race control person up in the sky watching and kind of helping solve some of these problems. Because, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, we're seeing a couple of new cars involved in a wreck here or there, but I feel like I've called the same numbers multiple times. If you have a driver who's wrecking, then deal with it. If you have a driver who's not closing the gaps and causing your field to get EOLs, instead of complaining about it, fix it. But here we are, we're now working lap 72 of 115, and this is repetitive. This is I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from, my friend. It's the kind of thing where you want the solution to either come from the bottom up or from the top down. We want it to come from somewhere. You either want it to come from the drivers tightening up, but you've got 43 drivers out there on the field. Obviously not at this point. You got 43 individuals out there who all need to tighten up simultaneously, or you need the smaller group to tighten up, and that's usually race admin.
Yep, race admins need to tighten up here and needs to do it. Well, we are here again working on lap 73. We're working under caution, lights and the pace car out. Based on the fact of how we're lined up here, Joe, I'm assuming this time we're going to do another one of those single file restarts. So let's walk you through your top 5. Gavin Addison, Michael Gudger, Elliott Condry, your top 3. Jeff Gilmore and Josh Berry are your top 5. So Gavin Addison, who did get around and did get that lead, by the way, before this last caution came out, he's proven himself to be a worthy competitor.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. A worthy competitor indeed.
All right. Well, I bet if we counted the cautions, we've got to be on, I guess, 8 or 9. You'd have to think, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's the fairest estimate. 8 or 9, somewhere there around there.
Let's see if we can maybe get a good. We had a good run moving a little bit ago, and then eventually this got. That's when the 4 and the 5 got together. And now we're back to this calamity known as a caution fest. Well, listen, we're still happy you're with us here on Green Flag TV. Hope you're having fun watching along. And let's see if this race can get any better. Gavin Addison has control of the field. He'll get to decide when we go, because right now down the bottom of that blue restart zone, he's in it, and he's on the gas pedal.
He's out. He's away. We've already got wrecking in the back. We had several trucks jump out of line immediately when the lights turned, when the flag went green, and one of them lost control and went down to the inside there. Thankfully, we still are green. He was far enough back, and it was just the one truck.
Just the one truck, so down in the grass, but we're going to keep things moving, and we're going to let things go. Let's watch the replay and see what may have happened here. I mean, look at that gap. That is unnecessary. Oh, there's a car up in the wall up there. That's where all the black flags are going to come from. That truck in the wall probably slowed up, and then eventually that red truck just down in the grass, and on around they go. Well, up front, they're still the same battle we've had all night. Gavin Addison, Michael Gudger, they're still side by side. They're having fun up front, and for good reason. They've had a great battle all night long. And Gavin Addison is up here racing hard and trying to keep his lead here.
Ooh. We just saw Elliott Kandra there in the Napa car, the 09. Got a little loose up high on the outside. She decided to shed a little speed. Almost got into the front of Ted Rekich. Jeff Gilmore there on the inside, and here's another yellow.
Another one. Well, we got one car on the bottom. We'll wait and see what that car may have caused, or what may have caused with that car to bring out yet another caution this evening. We now work lap number 76 of 115 at Michigan. Let's wait for the replay to load up here. We'll wait and see what happens. Well, there is the truck already missing the back end, and I think we're going to have to go back a little further to see what happened. Oh, nope, never mind. I was wrong. There's James Yerger, a little sideways, a little all over the track, and around sideways, and that's going to bring out your caution on the track. And that James Yerger truck, I mean, that guy, that truck's already had some damage this evening, so that's at least his second caution.
Let's have a look, another here, different angle.
Oh boy. Look at that. That was a multi-level like issue on that start there. Because it felt like Zane Bailey didn't want to go because he saw the wreck up ahead, and some drivers behind didn't know or respect that. And yeah.
Up ahead now, Gudger leading the pace as the pace car is going around. Lights still on. We've got at least 2 to go here at Michigan. Lap 77. Our last caution was on lap 70. So we are pushing about 2 to 3 cautions every 10 laps here. At least an average of about 2 cautions every 10 laps.
Yeah, that's not a good average.
No, it's not. It's been a little rough out there right now.
just kind of riding along, enjoying the sights and sounds here in Michigan, and kind of kind of unsure what to say at this point. I feel like we've covered it all. We've covered the positives, the negatives, the up and comers. We've covered the league itself. We've covered the wrecks. We're an hour and a half in, and we're at lap 77.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And that's at 77. So we've only got like what? We're less than 40 laps to go.
You know what? That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So let's give ourselves credit where credit is due. There's less than 40 laps to go, and that's not bad at all.
You know, I know that earlier you said something about the balls rolling up the hill.
Yeah.
I know we should be down the hill by now, but it still feels like we're up the hill.
It still feels like we're going up the hill. It really does. It's been and we're gonna stay. And we're going around slow again.
Yeah, we're going to add yet another lap. Hey, you know what? I guess at this point, if we add another gap in yellow, it's one lap. They can't wreck each other. So I suppose maybe that's why we're maybe we keep adding yellow laps onto it.
Yeah, I gotta say, we have had very few wrecks during these yellow laps and been driving very clean. Let's see if these guys can mix it up any more once things get started here. Some names I think I'm keeping an eye on as we get started once again here. I'm looking at Ted Rekich as someone who is potentially going to be a tough one to get around. Now, he's only 10 up from where he started, but Rekich has been nearby and around and defensive of his positions very, very effectively during the course of tonight's race so far. So I kind of want to see where that continues to go.
Yeah, I'm curious about a lot of things. Well, I think the pace car is going to come down this time. So he's going to take a lap off. And we're going to be single file and back to green with Michael Gudger in the lead.
Launch, good launch. Gudger out ahead by a car length and a half. Gavin Addison right behind, and behind him it's Barry and Gilmore side by side.
Whoa, boy. Addison almost with the block there, I thought.
Here comes Rekich.
Well, Michael Gudger is the one driver who's really got up here and got himself into a lead. He is maybe safe for the moment from the calamity, but on back, it's Addison, it's others trying to catch up to him, and there's just some blocking going on. And the problem right now, Joe, and why this can get more aggressive as we go, is that every time a caution comes out, you know, we've been kind of kidding around, but it does decrease the number of laps. And so therefore, it means you have less laps to make your move in the future. And there's one more yellow, and it's just going to be less laps for drivers to get moves made under green.
That's exactly right.
And whoever that was has already went ahead and towed off the track. We'll get a view of it in a moment. But it does, all kidding aside, it does mean as a driver, every time a yellow comes out, you feel more pressure to make a move when we go green again because you're so scared of when the yellow is going to come out. So let's watch the replay here and see what's going to happen. At the 4 truck, I do believe I see to the fence. Yep. And what's going to happen to him? We'll wait and find out here. We'll get a replay queued up in a second here, and we'll see what happened to bring this yellow flag out. There's the 4 and the 11 side by side, and the 4 is going to come up and come up and come up and smush the 11. Well, there's our 3rd truck up and over for the evening. That is not the record I thought we set tonight.
You know, yeah.
So I'm now being told in our ears across Green Flag TV across the Bristol race for 275 laps last night now, plus this race. Apparently has 5 cars we've seen flipped over in 24 hours on Green Flag TV. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, I see it every once in a while, and I go, oh, how exciting. Oh, look at that. But I don't see 5 in 24 hours.
Well, let's watch this here from this point of view. This will be from 4. He's coming up. And then he is up and around, up and over. 6th the landing. Caution is out. From the car, he's just going to smush the 11. Zigzag machine, and I don't know. I'm being quiet, Joe, and if you want to lead for a bit, because I'm out of topics unless we're going to start talking like that. I might as well start calling it Ohio State football game.
It's all right. It's all right. I understand, my friend. Well, we've got we've got a little bit of a race ahead of us. Just about, like I said, about 30 laps left to go, almost at this point here. So you gotta stick with me. You gotta help me defibrillate the situation a little bit. And part of that is taking a situation like this and putting the best shine on it we possibly can. But I'm trying my best to. I'm looking through the roster here, and I'm just trying to think, like, who could we shine a light on, maybe? You know, who could we shine a light on that we haven't talked about in a while? That might give us someone to talk about here. Who's a name that you might have expected to see up at the top tonight who's not there?
Well, I can't say the pace car driver because he's definitely the top of the field tonight. So he's got to be in contention for laps led. That thing might run out of gas, actually.
Yeah, he's not getting any of his novel written tonight. He is actually out driving laps.
Yeah. A couple names, good question. A couple names I thought we'd see up front. I thought maybe Jim Duda would be a little further. He's back in P9 in the 053 truck.
Okay.
That's someone who maybe has some moments here in the league when, but this is such a different race. It's an open lobby race. I mean, SRA doesn't typically field this big of a field, so it's a little different, all the names involved, and a little harder to pass, and I get that. Some of the Witts, Paul Witt, Cody Witt could have been up front at some point. I mean, Aaron Raymond in the 6, someone who typically is really up front and having a good race. He won last week at Echo Park, so
we'll
see if these drivers can do that.
And we did see some good moves from Aaron Raymond tonight. Like, he was up front for a good period of tonight's race. Doing really good, and then something happened, and now he's kind of hanging out in the middle.
So we'll see. Maybe he's just biding his time. Maybe he's just waiting for the right moment to pounce and see if he can make it happen here.
Yeah, that's legit for sure. It's the kind of thing that you want to make sure that you plan your pouncing time perfectly.
Well, small update. It's 10-6, Ohio State, Indiana. Ohio State's in the lead. My Ohio State Buckeyes are looking to clinch the Big Ten title and hopefully a spot, hopefully a bye in the college football playoffs. We'll see if that happens as they're getting ready to kick off here late in the second quarter. Meanwhile, back in the race, the pace car's down. Michael Gudger's in the lead with that LSU machine. Can he get kicked off and get a good lead here? Let's find out as we're back green flag racing. Working lap 84 here on the track. Gudger's got himself about a quarter of a second lead here over Gavin Addison, Ted Reiking, Josh Berry, Jeff Gilmore in your top 5 here, having a good run. And they're now back up out of turn number 2.
They're good. We got a few people down to the inside, a few more opportunists trying to make some passes and plays here. Before we get... Oh, a little bit of... Few people trying to make sure that we stay stable here. Jeff Gilmore, Aaron Raymond was the name I think who was trying to make a play in the back there in 6th place. But right now up in front, it's still Gavin Addison chasing down Michael Gudger.
Oh, there's a battle up front again. Michael Gudger gets a small tap in the back. Now here we go. Now it's a 27. He's getting pushed up ahead. He's going to try to move. That's Ted Reikick and he's trying to get to the bottom of the track and make the move. He got a small bit of a bump as well. So I know you said maybe drafting is not something you thought we'd see at Michigan, but it's certainly happening pretty heavily at the front of this field.
It really is. It's just, it's so dangerous. Like, oh my God, and right kick with the seat.
That's unnecessary. That's Raikkonen being mad. He mentioned a comment at the start. Hold on.
That was almost our leader taken out by the 57 of Jeff Gilmore. Gilmore just slid right up and said, bam, right into the door of Michael Gudger.
So to come back, that was a receipt, by the way. You're right, because Raikkonen made a comment on the restart that he thought maybe Gavin Addison was a little too bumpy on the restart, so he decided to door slam him and put him up on the wall. That's garbage racing. I don't understand. You want to come out here and you want to host an open lobby. You want to recruit for new members, and then you put your new members in the wall, and then you wonder why they don't come back. And you talk to them in the way that Ted Raikkonen is talking in the voice chat currently. It's embarrassing, honestly. It should be embarrassing for the league to have a race like that when those moments happen. Now down the back straight here, Michael Gudger is being the one solid part of this race. He's putting on a great show and showing some of the racing quality that can exist inside this league here. And he is leading now Raikkonen, Gilmore, Barry, and Aaron Raymond in your top 5.
Out front, Gudger, the rock. Gudger, the man, the myth, the legend, has held down this place despite all the craziness happening behind him. And believe me, there is a lot of craziness happening behind him. Gudger is holding it down. Now, Gavin Addison got all the way back to 6th. Oh, no.
Oh, there was a car up in the wall with that Aaron Raymond I thought I saw who got bumped middle corner. Now some scattering cars, and looks good here.
Yeah, might have been Aaron Raymond. It looks like he just lost 3 places really rapidly there. He was our pole position driver, and now he is back in 10th place, 9th place, trying to hold down something back there. Back up at the front, Michael Gudger is still in front. Ted Raikkonen right behind him. Josh Berry, Jeff Gilmore, Lieben Van Leer, in 5th place. It's still crazy up here.
It's crazy indeed. A beautiful pass up there by Gavin Addison trying to work his way back through. That's Jim Duda. He just made the pass on and did a nice little slide up the track there and going on around. See, Addison here wants to get back to the front. He was running pretty well before that unfortunate door slam by Ted Raikkonen. Put him up in the wall. They're 3 wide now through turns 3 and 4. And Addison, oh boy, almost got taken out from behind. That would have been Jim Duda, I believe, that would have done that. I mean, I'm not saying Duda on purpose. I'm saying from our camera angle, that looked damn close.
Here. Okay, almost 2-wide situation. Barry is looking to try to get around Raikkonen if he can. He's very, very close. Raikkonen is giving a push right now to Michael Gudger up here at the front.
Yeah, doing a good job. Raikkonen, yeah, Gudger trying to pull away here.
Now going into 3 and 4, getting ready to cross that line. We are on lap 91, folks.
Now around down in turns 1 and 2, they're going to go here live on Green Flag TV. Michael Gudger, Ted Raikkonen, Josh Berry, the Canadian. He led a couple laps earlier in this race. Would love to get back up front and do it again. He's also got Jeff Gilmore and Lieben Van Leer up in the top 5, putting a car way wide to the bottom of the track. And we're still good. That was Duda, I do believe. That was on around Addison. That's the battle going on back for P6 and P7 on the track.
Battles have been consistent. These battles have been constant. Zane Bailey is just giving an absolute shove to Chase Motzalewski.
Gonna say, oh boy, Addison's got bumped again. Who was that from? That was the 46, I do believe, and that was Chase Motzalewski, who did apologize. Said, "Hey, that my bad. I wasn't intentional." But I was going to say, for the most part, yeah, there's a little bit of side-by-side racing right here, but I was noticing for a moment at least, this thing had mostly single-filed out on the track, and now I think we're back to racing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is the pace we wanted 60 laps ago. This is the pace that we wanted to get to so long ago. and it feels like the drivers have found their way there. We've got a little bit of that side slipping, that slip angle a little bit out of these trucks as the tires are getting older and a little bit more worn out here. And you can see Gudger when he drives down into 3 and 4 here, leading away. Ted Reichik right behind him. The guys up here in the front have got their lines drawn. Now is a matter of trying to really maximize them and see if they can use them to get ahead.
Let's wait and see how this all works out here in this moment. And we're doing a pretty solid, I hate to say, I'm not going to say this because I want to say how this run goes before I start praising it too much. But right now we're doing a little bit of side-by-side racing. There's that blue and yellow machine on the bottom. He's getting a pass. There's Duda going around. He's going to split on the bottom. So that right there is Jim Duda and Jeff Gilmore in the blue and yellow machine that they're racing right now. And Gilmore's going to try and kind of pull the crossover. I think he can pull it right there at Michigan, but he's going to give it an effort. Closer to the front, there's Zane Bailey in the blue, that classic blue car. Zane Bailey, by the way, as we see some pit stops here, this is Gavin Addison, and I can't get a number, the 29, coming down pit road. These, I would think, I mean, I guess it could be for fuel. Maybe they haven't stopped in a while. Wasn't tracking that, honestly. Yeah, there's some more calls. Josh Berry pitting in this time. So some of the drivers who tried to stay out and tried to get an advantage have been bitten by it. They are pitting this time by.
And the leader, Michael Gudger, is also leading things down pit road here.
Wow. All right. Well, that's not a story I was expecting to have happen here. I thought maybe more drivers would have pit on these cautions, but they tried to run it as good as long as they could. And now a big plethora of cars down pit lane.
That's right. That's right. Just trying to find themselves back in the pit. And there's a yellow flag thrown.
And I feel like that's connected. Nope, maybe not. No, there's your caution right there.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Let's wait and see what's going to happen here. There's our leader coming off pit road. There's a different car. There's the 429. And I think this is going to be Lieben Van Leer, who was involved in this wreck. I didn't see the cause of that. But I think what's going to happen here, from what I'm being told and heard in my ears, is that he got loose and maybe hit the car coming off of pit road.
Looks like it. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
Here we go. Back into a couple replays here of the situation. And then down they go. Here comes the rest of the pit crew here.
Well,
everybody else coming down, getting their tires done, getting ready for the end of this race.
yeah, hopefully for the final time.
98.
Yeah, hopefully the final time. I don't know. I mean, I would say
see,
this.
yeah.
This should complete the pit strategy. I mean, everyone should be good from here on. I mean, 23 laps, 98, 118. Yeah, we should be good on gas from here. And I suspect everyone probably now, I would think, is out of tires, Joe.
Praying it's the last time we have to worry about pit strategy. I think you're right. I think pit strategy is closed up here. I think now it's a matter of instinct and a matter of just getting it across the line in one piece.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Well, let's rack up and see where everyone's going to line up here under caution now. There's going to be a couple cars. Gavin Addison is going to be stuck, waved around. He's right behind the pace car currently. He is not your leader. He's going to get the wave around here on the one to go. Maybe a couple other drivers in that spot as well. We'll wait and see here. So it's Michael Gudger, Ted Reichik, Josh Berry, Zane Bailey, and Elliot Condra up in your top 5. Right now we're looking at a couple different cars on the screen, but that is your top 5 currently. And we'll wait and see. All those drivers here just pitted, so wait and see how this plays out. Hopefully for the last time tonight we're under caution, as this race has at times drug on. Joe, this has been a very long race. It's been very challenging, and you can kind of hear it, I think, all across the board. You can hear it in the voice chat from the drivers. You can hear just by the tone of the voice, the language being used, the words being used. People are just exhausted, I think, at this point.
Yeah, very exhausted. Listening to a little bit of radio chatter as the drivers are sorting out their differences here.
Looks like we're being a double file restart here because some drivers are being told inside, outside. So wait and see who gets the memo and who doesn't here. It's Michael Gudger and Ted Reichik are going to be up on the front here, and I'm confused about what's going on here. Does Michael Gudger not? Okay, Michael Gudger said it's being telling him outside lane. He's not choosing that, and I'm not sure why. He's a leader, so the fact he's on the outside lane is a little curious, but hey, maybe as a leader at Michigan, maybe you want the outside lane. I don't know.
That is a little weird. We'll see how that works. If that ends up paying off more for Reichik than it does for Gudger.
So it's Gudger, Reichik, Berry, Bailey, and Condra, your top 5 as everyone's bunched back together one more time here at the 2-mile facility known as Michigan International Speedway. Happy you're with us. Happy to get you to the end of this race here soon, hopefully, and we're back to green flag racing in the Wolverine State.
Early on, Gudger moves to the front and takes back the spot on the low line. Closes that door, and he's in front of Ted Reichik.
So right now it's Gudger, Reichik, Bailey, your top 3 coming down the back straight here, coming down and trying to see what they can make happen. It's those 3. Then you got your 4th car in line. That's Josh Berry, riding a little higher than the field. In fact, he's going to get passed on the bottom. That will be a new name. Richard May is going to push his way forward here. That black car, maybe the first time I've said that name tonight.
Yeah, I think so. Richard May has made his way up the field. He's been in the middle of a lot of what was going on. He got involved in one of the wrecks earlier. You know, he's had some ups and downs, some bad luck, but now his luck looks like it might be turning a little bit as May has broken his way into the top 5, top 6 of tonight's race.
Yeah, almost turned the opposite way. He got a little loose, got to the bottom of the track, but got it under control. He'll lose a couple spots, but he'll keep it pointed forward here. Is now Judah and others are going to make their way on around Richard May. But again, a pretty nice surge for Richard May here. He's up currently 15 spots on the day, having a pretty solid run here as this race begins to wrap up here. As we now have approached lap 100, we've now approached a full, actually we've now surpassed a full-length truck race or a half-distance NASCAR race at Michigan. You see him now mostly too wide, getting a little antsy in the back. Look at that Sunoco car is moving on around.
Nice single file kind of situation for most of these cars, but here we do see the 2-wide battle currently happening. Oh, 3-wide battle.
Now. Yep, 3-wide now is what we're seeing. And that's going to work out, I think, for May as well as the others. We'll wait and see here. That blue and yellow car, or blue and truck even car. That truck is up top. We got one on the bottom. That's not Addison. No, sorry, that's the 8 coming through. That is
Kelton Quick.
It's Kelton Quick, who's been up there earlier in the day. He's now finding his way back forward. Never mind. There's Kelton Quick, who stops quickly by hitting the wall and cautions out once again.
Quick got turned. He got turned hard. We got to take a look at that again. What it looks like, from my point of view, it looked like Kelton Quick got turned by the 57. Like,
Yeah.
not that he got into him, that the 57 got into Quick.
I think that's going to be, I mean, it's going to be kind of tight up against the wall, but it does kind of look like maybe from points of view, there's another one. Oh, that's only two tires off the road there, but both Quick and a 57 up against the wall. And for the first time in a while, I think there's no other calamity in this wreck, and everyone else got it checked up and he avoided the wreck, and it's basically 2 cars involved here in this moment. Watching from a different point of view, what's going to happen here. It's going to be an odd point of view, I think. Let's see what's going to happen. It's kind of hard to tell. There's too many trucks in the way there. Let's do this. That was Jeff Gilmore, that blue and yellow truck. Let's ride on board with him. This will probably be your best view, Joe.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
I think you're on board. That looks like Gilmore just found the back bumper.
Yeah, he got up under him. He lifted that back left off the ground just at a moment where he needed it, and that cost them both.
Well, here we are at Michigan, and some drivers trying to fake you out, trying to make you think they're going to come down pit. Now, I was going to say there's no need for that, so I'm glad they aborted, because that would have been a silly call. Maybe a couple drivers actually down pit row. See, Aaron Raymond's down there. I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 others coming down pit road. Lap 104 of 115. Only a couple cautions left for call this a day. This should be a single file restart this time, Joe, and that will really benefit Michael Gudger.
Yeah, anything that benefits Michael Gudger at this point is going to be something that is going to stabilize this race, I think, or end it quickly. One of the two.
Well, let's take a look here. It's Michael Gudger, it's Ted Reichert, Zane Bailey, Josh Berry, Elliott Condry, your top 5. They've been the same top 5 for a while. We'll tell you right now, Gavin Addison, who had that hit earlier with the wall, he and then got caught up by the caution when he just pitted. He is back right now in P15, and I don't know if he's going to find his way back into the top 5 or not. He'll certainly try and see what he can make doable.
Eyes on
Well,
cars. Yep. What's up?
I don't know. I'm trying to find things at this point. I think we've covered all the topics. If you have something, I encourage you to go for it.
Let's see. Well, I'm just thinking about this race here. What do we got? We've talked a little bit about it earlier. What's one of the next races coming up here on Green Flag TV?
We can go through it again. I guess we have plenty of time. It will be Monday night. The High Tide Racing League takes the Gen 4 cars over to the Watkins Glen International Raceway. On Tuesday night, the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series takes the Xfinity cars, or I guess now we have to call them the OOO O'Reilly cars, over back here in Michigan. Wednesday night is Mystery Track night, but with Premier Sim Racing with their Winter Series, and also for the Beer League. They'll both be at Mystery Tracks. Thursday night, Nolan Ripple, Justin Prince calling a dirt special event at the Knoxville Raceway. That'll be a cool event to watch live. Friday night is the Zero Torque Racing League. They'll be over at Charlotte, and we'll come back here 1 week from tonight at Pocono for the Sim Racing Association, and hopefully what is a cleaner and shorter race than it has been tonight. So if you haven't yet, if you're watching along, please do hit that subscribe button. You'll know when we go live each and every time here. And catch this. I know December is busy. I know that it's the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, so on and so forth. Last count, Joe, we're still over 25 broadcasts in the month of December.
Wow. Over 25 broadcasts in 1 month. We're only, and that's, with the average going there, that's darn near a broadcast a day. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful run. We'll have a break right now, I think, between Christmas and New Year's. But listen, if you got a league or a special event you want to get broadcast, you can head over to www.greenflagtv.com and see how we can help you. Right now, the pace car is going to help himself down pit road, and this will be at the start of lap 107. A few laps to go. We're down to the single digits as we take the green flag this time with Michael Gudger and Ted Reichert leading the field.
right, green flag, and we are go.
Doing a great job right now is Gudger. He's got Zane Bailey right behind him for the first time tonight, and Ted Reichink up on the outside. Both those drivers trying to make a run. Zane Bailey won the first 3 races of the Speedway Blitz series, and he wants to make it number 4.
You know, and Zane has not been pushing up, and we got a car down, we got a truck out, almost flipped, all by himself down on the inside.
That's the 54 truck who's on around. That is Giovanni. And he is kind of looped around. That was kind of, he might have pulled like a full 360 and grabbed a gear and went with it.
Well, Giovanni Skibeka unfortunately sends us into the next yellow of the night. Lap 108 right now. We have 7 laps to go, 8 in regulation time.
Plus a couple green-white checkers. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens here. What happens to Giovanni? He's back there in the back of the field, that red car towards the center of your screen. And he just, I can't tell if he just tried to clear himself down, or maybe he got a small bump from the back. And that's 6 now. 6 cars we've seen the bottom end of in 24 hours.
Yeah, he got wrapped around the nose of that truck on his left. It does seem like he tried to clear himself down. Maybe he just didn't have spatial awareness. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
I think I think maybe he got a little spatial awareness is a good word for it. I think maybe he got a little spooked by the truck up at the wall and tried to move down and just and you know, no matter what monitor setup you're in, whether you singles or triples or VR, it's pretty easy to get spooked by those cars up top. You're scared they're going to come off the wall. You come down, and that's what happens to you right there. So the 54 Giovanni, pretty much a single car incident. He'll make contact with that car on the bottom, but as far as cars wrecked or turn around, single car incident. Well, we started with 43 tonight. Joe, we're down to I think 24 on the track, sorry, and 22 on the lead lap. So some attrition has kicked in the past number of laps.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've seen a number. We lost 3 after that last wreck before this one. So we are definitely we have lost some, but I would not be surprised if we did. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would be in this race at this point because I would have been wrecked out. Just with how many wrecks we've had, the chances of someone getting out of making it past halfway in this race were pretty low. It was tough.
Yep, I would agree with that. So here we are. We're going to get started in just a moment here. This should be, I would think, a single file start after we just had that last yellow, according to what we understand of the SRA rules. And we will wait and see how this plays out. So right now it is Gudger, Reichink, Bailey, Condra, and Josh Berry, your top 5 here.
And now we've got the guys getting ready to get back and set up for what hopefully will be a nice another run, bring us to the line. Ideally, we'll see. But we do have some green-white checkers in the pocket if we need them.
Sounds like, from what I'm hearing, and I don't see it assigned, they're discussing in sim about passing the pace car. Maybe I thought maybe the lucky dog did it. That said, I don't see any black flags assigned to anyone currently, so maybe it's just a hypothetical conversation. I don't know if maybe Chase Moczkalewski has one. I think he actually was the lucky dog. I think what happened was he tried to get a jump on the field. He tried to kind of get around that lucky dog, because you can get up to the pace car, and then once you're granted the lucky dog, you can go on around. I think he passed the pace car a little too soon, so he's going to have a passing the pace car. That's going to be a green flag stop and hold penalty for that driver.
Oof. That's going to be a night ender at this point.
Yep. Would agree with that. Well, here we are, single file. That means we're 1 to go. Lights in the pace car off. Hopefully, hopefully, for the final time. Only a few laps left here on the board. Any more wrecks would put us into SRA overtime.
Lights are off on the pace car. You know what that means? That means that we're going to be getting going very soon here, around here. Coming through 3 and 4, getting ready to pass the grandstands, and soon Gudger's going to take it away.
Well, let's wait for that moment. Green flag's back out at Michigan. As soon as we hit that blue surface on the bottom of the track, it is out. And here we go. Michael Gudger leads us around. It's Gudger, Wyke, Bailey on your top 3. Here we go, and Gudger's got himself a little bit of a lead, maybe a 1/10 or 2/10 of a second over the field. He went on back to the field. You see some more racing happening. They're trying to single file out. They're trying to stay green here. Can they do it to the end of the race? Let's find out.
Into 3 and 4, trying to finish this first lap here. We got a truck in the wall in the back all by himself, still keeping it straight. That was a hell of a smack though.
Gavin Addison, he just got it loose in the bottom of that corner, and it just slid up the track, and that car is hurt. He's going to try to get it off the track here. He will. That'll end his night, but boy, that truck probably just snapped on him, and that will end his night. A great run for Gavin Addison before the unfortunate contact by an aggressive driver, and it's how his race is going to end on pit road with that infamous gray smoke out of the back. Unfortunate for him, but fortunate for Michael Gudger, he is still leading. He's got Reikick and Bailey second and third, and then on back is the battle on behind him.
He's got Reikick and Bailey, who have been his loyal companions in the lead of this race. At least Bailey's kind of new to the top 3 here. I would have recognized that blue car. I've seen it during the race, obviously, but here at the top 3, it's a little bit new to see him up here at this point. So it's good to see him, and I'm wondering when he's going to make his move.
Yep, he has won the 3 of the 4 of the Speedway Blitz series so far in this season. So very likely he tries to make a move at some point. And remember that blue right there, that blue is simple because he does not, he's maybe the only driver on iRacing who does not believe in or does not run trading paints. So that blue you see, that's just the basic iRacing base color from that paint scheme. By the way, real quick note on Gavin Addison, I was wrong. He had his fast repair left. So he's well back in the field, and he has used his fast repair. He's back on track, but up front here now it's Zane Bailey. He's under attack side by side from Josh Berry. The 41, the Canadian, is trying to make a move here at the end of this race.
Yeah, very, very close there. Unfortunately, Kandra is also there. Elliot Kandra going high, though, giving everybody a nice wide berth. Up in the front, Michael Gudger is just stone cold. Oh, Berry shoving Kandra down the track.
Oh, that did happen right there, and they're still battling. They're still bumping right there for 4th and 5th.
That's really, really rough. Just ahead of them, there's a lot of movement going on from Zane Bailey.
White flag out this time. This is the last time down the back straight. It is Gudger. It's Reikick. It's Bailey, your top 3. Does Reikick make a move? Does he get aggressive? Does he use the bumper? He wants to. That's the aggressive nature we saw earlier, and he wants to use it again. Not going to work, however. Michael Gudger's going to hold on. He is going to come out of turn 4, and he is going to take the LSU Tigers car to Victory Road in the Wolverine Stakes.
Zoom. What a finish. Gudger just out here showing us how it's done. As everybody left sails across the line, there's a little checking up going on as a few cars are still, well, they're bumping in the back. But out in the front, it's Michael Gudger, Ted Reikick, and Zane Bailey, your 1, 2, 3.
That's a look on your last lap right there. That truck right there that spun out in the bottom of the track. No cautions in the last lap. Here's what's going to happen to Gavin Addison. That truck was snapped. That truck violently snapped on around. And then up in the wall he went. And look at that. He quickly cut it down pit road. Got that fast repair used. And that will keep him towards, I guess, the mid-pack of the field.
All right. First win this season for Michael Gudger. What a way to do it, too. What a place to do it. What a way to get it done.
Great job indeed. Well, let's do this. Let's step aside and get one more commercial break here. We're going to give Michael Gudger a second to celebrate. We're going to step aside and show you some commercials. We're going to come back with results and podium interviews right after this here on Green Flag TV.
Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to Green Flag TV for the post-race show for the SRA Superspeedway Blitz race here at Michigan. Let's take you through the unofficial results and show you how they all finished here after this 115-lap race. It is Michael Gudger, your winner, leading by over a tenth of a second over Ted Reiking. Zane Bailey's back in third, with Josh Berry and Elliot Condra back in P5. Then it's Jim Duda, Aaron May, Ryan Wayne, Colin McNichol, and Noah Swafford, your top 10.
Moving right along, Jim Comensberger in 11th, Christopher Hudson, Aaron Raymond, Matt Brooks, Paul Witt in 15th. Moving on, Joshua Burke, Joshua Jernigan, John Kawada, James Yerger, and Scott Heidemann in 20th.
Back in the P21, it's been the last of the couple cars to finish to be Addison right there. That's the last car to finish. Then it's Chase Modzelewski, Rodney Shelton, Giovanni's back there, Jeff Gilmore, Kelton Quick, Lieben Van Leer's back in 27th, Seth Wilbur, Cody Witt, and Jordan Jung back in P30.
In 31st, Tom Gulker, 32nd, Blake Witkowski, 33rd, Larry Eddy, 34th, Devin Smith, 35th, Nathan Johnson, 36th, Thomas Lane Jr., 37th, Charles Fletcher, 38th, Jake Champion, 39th, Jeff Hedges, and 40th, Dylan Slutneski.
That is a look at the 40-car field from this race. Well, let's go in first off and do this. We're going to go in the order of the finish. We're going to welcome in first off the race winner. For the first time this season, Michael Gudger, you are a race winner in the SRA Superspeedway Blitz Series. How does that feel?
Oh, that was perfect execution race from start to finish there. I think the only thing that could have went better is if I had gotten pole, but yeah, we got teammates 1, 2, 3, Zane, Ted, and me 1, 2, 3. That was very good. All three of us working there together once we got on that after that final pit stop, and man, that was, oh boy, that was a very long race. A lot longer than it should have been, but oh well. Just gonna have those races every once in a while, but great race. Very proud of that result. That was very good, very hard fought, and glad to put one together, and just great race all around. At least from my perspective, that was a great tight racing, just a lot of fun.
So part of the purpose of this this league, the Speedway Blitz, Super Speedway Blitz, part of me, is to use it open hosted, maybe find some new drivers, some new talent. Was there anyone who stood out to you in this race that really kind of surprised you how well they were racing you? That's not an SRA regular.
Honestly, not really. I mean, you had the usual C-fixed monsters coming in, and being wrecking balls, and that's part of the reason why this race is kind of rough. But that should hopefully be fixed once we get to the main league only series. But I don't know, Josh Berry, Gavin. They were fast, albeit a little aggressive. But just, I don't know, we were able to deal with it and just finish in front of them at the end of the day, and that was the big thing.
Fair enough. Well, listen, it was a pleasure watching your race. Anyone you want to say hello to or give a shout out to?
Oh man, shout out to the team. Zane, Ted, James Yerger was there too. Just wonderful execution. Just cannot thank them enough, especially Ted. Just can't thank them enough for that. Teamwork works, man. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. Well, congrats to you on your LSU Tigers paint scheme. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week at Pocono.
Alrighty, thank you.
And that is Michael Gudger. And now we're going to welcome in Mr. Reich, Ted Reichert, finished P2, and he's going to catch up with Joe.
Hello, Ted. Can you hear us okay up here in the booth?
Yeah, I got you guys. Copy.
All right, all right. Hey, you had quite the hill to climb trying to get around Michael Gudger there during the second half of this race here. It felt like there was some stuff going on there. Do you want to walk us through a little bit of what was going through your mind during the second half here?
Honestly, I just wanted to get that race over with. That was something else for an SRA banner league. That was a lot of cautions, and Zane, Michael, and I were like, let's just get through this. I actually just had to get an injection in my spine, so I don't even know if I was going to race tonight, and the force feedback started killing me. So I told Gudger, I was like, if I make a move, I was like, I'll make one, but I was like, I'm not going to do anything that's going to put us out to the woodshed there, because I think Barry and Elliott were behind us. They were catching with the draft, and I didn't want to side draft them and pull us all back and cost the team a win. So I know Zane and Michael were going for points there, so I kind of just sat in line. Could have made a move, but I thought better of it.
Yeah, you were kind of chomping at the bit there, but at the end, I noticed that it seemed like there were opportunity maybe, and I, to be honest, I didn't know you guys were on a team. This is the first time that I've ever called your league, so I was completely in the black there, and I was like, why? I wonder why Ted's not making his move here. He's been pushing so hard, but you had a really fantastic run during the second half of this. Very good. You defended your place very well, and now looking ahead, what are you looking forward to next week when we go to Pocono?
Pocono, I'm from Pennsylvania, so that's home track. I love Pocono. Very good at it. Hopefully it doesn't have this many cautions, so it's open hosted. That's just how it goes sometimes. People get really aggressive. I'm an aggressive driver, self-admittedly, but I know when to back out and when to hold my line. But there's just a lot of stupid moves tonight, and hopefully we don't have that at Pocono.
All right, my friend. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Thomas and Paul for putting on the league. They do a great job. I know this race wasn't really an indication of that. That's not on them. And then I want to thank Gudger, Bailey. We always work really well together. So, and then you guys for Green Flag. You guys always do a great job in the broadcast booth. So thanks for putting this on. I know it takes hours away from the family and everything like that, but we do appreciate it. So other than that, that's a wrap.
Hey, it's our pleasure, my friend. Thanks again, everybody. That was Ted. Ted, how do I pronounce your last name? I want to get it right.
Wreckage. Like a wreck. Yeah.
Wreckage. No problem. I want to make sure I get it right. Ted Wreckage, everybody. Thanks, Ted, for your time, and we'll talk to you hopefully up here in Victory Lane very soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right. That was Ted Wreckage. I'm going to pass it on back now over to Derek, who is going to talk with the third place finisher.
Yeah, it's Zane Bailey, and Zane coming home in that iconic blue number 20 machine. Zane, a pretty wild and chaotic race at Michigan, I think, is a fair way to assess this race.
Oh, totally. Way too many cautions.
Well, a big race, a 43 truck field to start the race, a lot of cautions early. We got down to that final restart with a few laps to go. Did you think you had anything for Gudger, or were you just kind of stuck in P3?
I kind of lost this race on the first pit stop because during gridding, I got in my truck unchecked tires, unchecked fast repair. And then I forgot what I set my brake bias at, so I got back out in the truck to check my brake bias to see what it was set at. And then when I got back in, I forgot to uncheck my tires and my fast repair, and I didn't double check it before my first pit stop. So right as I'm pulling in, I see my guys jump over in the wall carrying tires, and then I slide for my box. I quickly uncheck my tires. I back up into my box, but it still gives me right side tires. Luckily, it didn't take my fast repair. So I was down a set of right side tires from the first pit stop. So this second pit stop, when everyone was taken for, as I only had lefts to put on. So I was just in the back. So I wasn't able to like learn the experience up front, like what lane's the best and how to defend and stuff like that. So I didn't really have that in my toolbox at the end.
Fair enough. All right. Well, listen. Well, congrats on the P3 tonight. Anyone you want to say hello to or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'm glad to see Ted back in here. He finally gets a good finish. I'd like to thank my teammates and Thomas and Paul for putting this league on, and you guys for broadcasting.
All right. Well, we thank you as well for your time, Zane. Congrats, and maybe we'll see you back in Victory Road at Pocono.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap up our post-race show here from Michigan. And Joe, it's been a long night. I think it's time we maybe to put it to bed and say good night. So for Nolan Rumpel producing, for Joe LaCastro, and myself, Derek Watson, here from the Michigan National Speedway, say so long and good night, and congrats to Michael Gudger on the win.